Welcome to another episode of Moving Forward with the Difference Makers. And my name is Mother Love, and I have the candidate for the 5 CD for U.S. Congress representative.
Frank Drake.
He's going to take Keith Ellis in place. And please welcome, say it again.
Frank Drake. I will be your next congressman. I need your vote in the primary this Tuesday, August 14th. Thank you, Mother Love.
Okay, and then I have my husband, Brother Love.
Yes, television audience, do yourself a favor and vote for Frank. Frank Drake. He have your best interests at heart. He has been doing a lot of things. You know what? I know I ain't got no business going off like this, but you ever heard of UDs? 50% of the people in Minneapolis and other parts of Minnesota have UDs. Do you know what UDs are? They unlawful detainers. And there's something that if you got a UD, you aren't going to be able to get an apartment for 7 to 10 years. Now, who are they to punish somebody for 7 to 10 years because they lost their job or the business closed up? This is ludicrous. This is unjust. This is something that we cannot tolerate any longer. And I'm not going to continue right this very minute because we have 2 other guest speakers that's going to speak. Frank and Patrice.
You need one other guest speaker. And Frank is like home, so.
Thank you so much. We are bringing this election home. And Brother Love, just to get to your UD, if you're living in a house and the owner loses the house, I'm going to say you're paying the rent and all of a sudden the fellow loses the house, you should have the first option to own that property.
You're right.
This is going to be the best option for people throughout the 5th Congressional District because we had the situation in 2008. They were paying the rent and things went south. You know, the banks should have to deal with the tenant first and they'll just assume the mortgage. I think they could make that happen very easily.
Yes.
Well, television audience, I'm going to tell you something. To me, it's a travesty of justice that people be punished for 7 to 10 years. Just 7 years is too long to punish somebody because the business closed up or they lost their job or they got fired or whatever. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I have seen too many people for the last 20 years. I've been fighting for people who have these UDs. I want this UD amnesty bill to be passed.
Right.
And Frank is going to make sure it get passed with whatever it takes within his power. He's going to make sure this UD amnesty bill get passed.
We want money coming to Minneapolis. The UD amnesty has to be part of that bill.
Yes, it do. Now, Patrice, what you got to say?
Yes, well, I really don't have anything to say. You all have said it all. But Frank, go ahead and tell them about your platform.
Okay. You know that we have no beef with the federal government. They are not our adversary. Most of us are hardworking people. We have a job, we have a home. We don't want to get into a civil war or have some beef with the federal government. We want the money to come to Minnesota. We want new bridges, we want new roads, and we want better schools.
And we don't want no martial law.
We do not want martial law. And if we're neutral, that's not our beef. That's Milwaukee's beef or Detroit's beef or Chicago's beef. You know, we do have a murder problem, but it's not like Chicago. Where more people died in Chicago than did in the Afghanistan war. Over 70, just last year.
Just this last week,
No.
70 people got shot.
Well, that's true, they did. I mean, they got shot, but I think 13 died.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So,
that ain't,
that's
not good.
I'm gonna tell you what else. We are gonna decriminalize marijuana. You will never go to jail again for marijuana. That should never happen.
Man, right on.
And if you want health care to be paid for by the government, you know, take the money from marijuana. It's not going to the bike trails any longer. It's going to go to paying for people with pre-existing conditions or older people or people that need to have health care paid for. That's the best option.
Well, you know what though, Frank? I'm going to tell you something. Now, they've been saying it on television the last 2 or 3 days. You know, like they're sending $100 million to Somalia and stuff. Now, you've been talking about it.
Right.
Because I didn't even know nothing about it. And why is the government allowing this thing to happen and they know it's going on?
It's the state government that's allowing this to happen, and it's the welfare and daycare fraud at Cedar Riverside. It's just one isolated community that are taking advantage of our state and our generosity. And we want to take that money and refurbish homes throughout the 5th CD, especially North Minneapolis, and people that have lived in homes that have been dilapidated, whether it's a new roof, new windows, a new front door. You know, I've been knocking on thousands of doors, meeting people across the whole area, and I see these houses that face due west, and the sun is coming in and it's just baking and if they had these nice new windows that have the low E glass and maybe tint on them, you know, the house is going to be a whole lot cooler, and maybe they don't need to use air conditioning as much. But this summer has been a pretty hot summer.
Yeah, it's been pretty hot, but it's going to get hotter, television audience. I'm going to tell you something. Unless we do something about our current situation, in other words, what I'm saying, unless we put people in office like Frank Drake that have our best interests at heart, we are going to still be in turmoil. You know what turmoil means, right? So I don't know how to put it any other way. We need people like Frank Drake in office. Now, these other people who since I'm talking about this, which my wife won't let me say it, but low life.
Be nice, be nice.
Be nice on the TV show.
Whatever you do, don't vote for Tim Pawlenty. Do you remember when he was governor? You remember how many bills he turned down? You remember how much money he took from the education? You remember how much he did a lot of horrendous things. And he had the audacity to talk about Trump talking about, well, we're not going to let him get away with this. Get away with what? Trump has been doing more things, as far as I've seen, than any president that we've had in the last 20 years. Now, I'm 70 years old, so you know I've been around for a little while. But the fact still remains that we have people like Trump, we have people like Frank here, that have our best interests in heart.
Well, I'm in a different party than the president.
I know.
Okay, I just wanted to make that clear to our TV audience, so they don't.
And not only that,
yeah.
it was Tim Walsh is the one. Tim Walsh said that he wasn't going to let Pawlenty get away with it. Now, let me tell you something. I told her, but you all can disagree and do what your mind said. I don't like that way these foreigners is coming up here and getting the welfare and Social Security checks, and the American people can't get help that they need.
Sure
They
can.
was here first. Now, Tim Pawlenty did.
Exactly.
I don't care what he did in the past. The past is the past. Now, I'm looking at the point that he said that he's going to stop those people for getting money, and they don't even, you know, not
The
even people.
immigrants, what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
You seen that commercial on TV? They keep showing it, when they say, okay, well, all these immigrants, I forgot the number, it was a big number, and they was getting
Money.
aliens.
It's about 35 grand
Uh-huh.
a family.
I was getting all this money, and then the American people wasn't.
Right.
Because they won't give no medical, they won't give the food stamps. They give these people medical and food stamps. Listen here, it was an RN. She was working as a registered nurse, and also she was getting food stamps and a medical card. She shouldn't got nothing as a nurse.
And we are
And
for
she
people
gets
coming to
70,000
America.
a year.
We just want them to do it the right way. Become a citizen, pay for, if you want a home and you want your medical care, you know, don't rely on the government. Don't come here and have your hand out right when you get out of the gate, which all the other candidates want. We want people to be self-sufficient, maybe have family here. Let them invest in their uncle or their nephew, you know, if that's how they want to come to a, and you know what? We just want people to be treated fairly across the 5th Congressional District. You know, I knock on doors. The Hispanics and the Latinos, very welcoming to me. Muslim families, secular Muslim families, very welcoming. Want my sign. I wave to people as they're driving by on these busier streets. They're waving back. You know, I know they're relating to me. I have never felt this confident as the time when my first son was born. I really feel we, TV land, we have the energy on our side. The positive karma that is us. We are going to take care of business on Tuesday, and I love you, and you know that.
Television audience, you felt that and you heard it from his mouth, heartfelt. He have your best interest in heart. Frank Drake have the whole, matter of fact, he have the whole community's best interest in heart.
Everybody. Across the board.
And I want you, anybody who know me, you've been knowing me for years, you've seen all of the television shows, you've seen all of the community activities out there, you've seen so much. And if you thought anything about me, then think about what I'm saying. Vote for Frank Drake on August the 14th.
Right, in the DFL.
In the DFL, which is next Tuesday. And he's going to not only be a good candidate, but he's going to be the best candidate that we've had in a long time.
And we're going to win. We're going to win, and we're going to win in November. And that's what you want. You want someone representing everyone in the 5th CD, and I will take care of you. I will protect you. We will stay out of this issue with the president. You know, you may not like him, you may hate him. I don't care. We're just going to get the money coming back to Minnesota for our schools, our roads, our airports, whatever we need. Our education, absolutely. Our seniors, whatever we need. But it's going to be on the right way, and we're going to use taconite in our roads from Minnesota. We're gonna be like you know how North Dakota has this oil boom? Well, we have all these minerals in Minnesota that are untouched, and they need to be taken advantage of for everyone's. These are good paying jobs, and people, I don't understand why our party doesn't want these good paying jobs.
I don't understand it either, because all the streets, everywhere we go, they tore up the streets. Patrice, what you got to say about that?
I'm gonna go back about Frank. Okay, when we was talking about the Somalians getting all the money, that's what they is at the Riverside. They are Somalians.
Yes,
okay,
they are.
And the people that run that Riverside, I think it's Somalians. Now look here, I bet you if Valenti was in office, look here, that would be happening. They would be doing that fraud over there with child care, other nurses. No, they wouldn't, because if he says he's going to stop all this stuff with them getting the extra money,
Sure.
he wouldn't go along with that. So now, the current people that's in office now did go along with it.
Right.
You know, how long they been doing it? About 4 or 5 years?
5 years, $100 million a year is going to leave Minneapolis St. Paul Airport.
$100
and these
million.
$1 million in these little carry-on bags. They sign a little thing with the IRS, and the IRS says, be on your way. And I can't believe that the Trump administration is allowing this to still happen. I mean, someone has to intercede and take this money.
Yeah, because those
Well,
people know it.
you right.
Everybody in office right now know about it. It's impossible.
I mean,
not
this is
to.
cash. This is not like a cashier's check. This is
Cash.
and it's leaving Minnesota, and that's worse than someone selling their house and moving to Florida, which we all think is, you know, you've made your money here in Minnesota and then you leave. You know, we want people to stay here. We need to lower taxes here. You know, have sales tax, but don't have a state income tax. Don't have to report to the state government, and you should never have to report to any government unless you're accused of a crime.
Well, you know what, television audience? You heard it straight from the mouth of our new congressman to be.
Correct.
Because he is going to be the congressman. And we need your support to make this become a reality. We don't need nobody that just came into the country and talking about they're running for office. I don't care whether it's a female or male.
They got, I think it's 5 people. Okay, that Asian lady, Candy Yang, I think that's her first name, Yang.
She's
Samantha.
that's a state office.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, what about the guy that's African, his name is Abdullah or something?
Jamal.
All right, where's he running for?
He's running for Congress as well.
Okay. And then we had
And he's African.
yeah,
I believe he's from Somalia.
yeah, uh-huh.
Ain't
And then
that
along with the other girl that's Somalian.
Mhm.
All right.
Yep.
And
Yeah, a
then,
little short girl.
and then we had that Spanish lady,
Patricia.
yeah, and she running for the
Boy,
same
you a
office.
smart sucker.
No, he have to know everything. How's he
And
know
there's
about Margaret?
Margaret as well from Midbar. Yep.
Who, Margaret?
Yeah, Margaret is running as well.
Well,
So
Margaret,
those are the
she-
5 candidates and myself.
She's not a foreigner, she's Margaret.
No, but she's running.
Yeah.
And in fairness to her, she needs to be mentioned.
Yeah. Well, now I was just talking about the people that was foreigners, you know, that's running for office, and you're not going to their country running for nothing. I don't care if
You
been
can't
20
go to the
years.
country and run for
I
anything.
don't think you was 20 years. You're not going to run for their government office.
You're right.
That's the thing right there.
You go to Somalia or China or North Korea
Anywhere.
or anywhere.
European.
You're not going to be allowed to run for any government office.
Because you're not from there.
So our inner cities need to get wise up and work with people that have their best interest at heart. You know, Brother Love, you've been talking about this, you know, since the 60s. We've been run by bureaucrats, these
Sure
horrible
have.
people and they've kicked the black community to the curb, and now it's the new immigrant community.
Now, why you think that they want to get in office? Do you really think they care about us?
No, they don't.
Okay.
They
you can
care
tell
about
when they
their
how they
own.
want to speak to you on jobs and stuff. What they gonna do? What they gonna do, love, when they get in there?
They're gonna turn their heads toward
Their people. They're gonna work for their people. They're gonna make sure their people get what they want.
And I'm not going to make any promise I can't keep. I'm not going to say you're going to have universal health care when it's just not affordable. I mean, it's impossible to have, I mean, Obamacare was a huge penalty to
Sure was.
working people, and it was people that had pre-existing conditions that were the winners. Or people that made maybe $15,000.
You see how much that Obamacare insurance was. That was one of the most
Your
expensive.
And if
prescriptions
you
went
didn't have
up.
insurance like I didn't,
Yeah.
then you had to pay for that
Right.
state income.
And you was fine.
No, but if you don't
You
have it,
got-
There was a
Fine.
there was a penalty. If you
that's
did-
right.
Yeah.
Because you don't have it. So in other words, the government telling you what to do. Now they run your life. Take this insurance that you're gonna have to pay.
Sure did.
I'm
Sure
glad
did.
I'm glad that it's gone.
The penalty is gone.
Glad.
That was part of the
Trump,
Yeah.
Trump got rid of that. And thank you, Mr.
Thank you, President Trump.
President Donald Trump. You did a very good thing.
Now that's what I like to hear along about what's a couple more issues because he promised that to get rid of that. They gave him hell too.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did. They go
And
away
the
right away.
people act like they hate
I told the
President
people
Trump.
there in Congress was mad and stuff, and they did not want that Obamacare.
It was a
to
party
leave.
line vote. Yes.
Yeah, okay, so excuse me, so now I am so glad that's gone. Okay.
So I'm for choice. If you want this miniature, that's your choice. If you want, I'm for a voucher. I'm thinking like a
Tell me about the
$5,000 to $7,000 voucher per family, and you can choose whoever you want to go with. If you want to use that voucher and self-insure yourself and maybe put it in the stock market, that's your call. If you want to use it because you have a pre-existing insurance, or you want to only use it for prescription drugs and have a physical once a year, that's your choice. I want to have a voucher, much like we have a voucher for schools. You can, if you don't like the schools here, you can take them to, say, Golden Valley or Hopkins, or Hopkins is Golden Valley.
Plymouth,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Why is that? Whatever school you want, you have a choice, and maybe and we just want choice in our life. We don't want the government dictating to us anymore. We're tired of it.
In television audience, let me tell you this. You have got to listen very carefully. We need Frank Drake in office as congressman. And if you got some friends, to have them to turn on the television and to watch our show.
Absolutely.
And what else is that? YouTube.
And some episodes on Facebook too.
And you know what? There's media censorship. There's censorship going across the board. People you may have used to watch on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, they're gone. They've been wiped out. And you know what? If you think that's American, that is not American.
No, it's not.
It's just the media dictating the winners and the losers, just like Google's been doing this all along. And Google's the one that runs Facebook. So maybe we go back to Minnesota Television Network as our platform, because Google may not run this.
And you know what, television audience, now you know you've been watching me for at least 27, 28 years. And I didn't even get here until 1991. But since I've been here, we have did so much good. I mean, we did really good. I used to teach at Turning Point. I used to teach at Unity. I used to teach at Emerge. I did a lot of good things. And most of the students, I see them on the street and they come and say, Brother Love, you changed my life. You pointed me in the right direction. And see, this is the reason, television audience, I want to point you in the right direction. Frank Drake
That's right.
is the right direction.
Yes,
I need your vote this Tuesday in the primary. The primary is the election.
And what's the day of Tuesday?
Tuesday the 14th.
August
7 in the
the
morning.
14th.
August the 14th, this
Yeah.
Tuesday.
in
From
the
7 in the morning until 8 p.m. And go to your local location, which will be your school or church or library, which will allow you to vote. And I'm the first name on the ballot. D is for Drake. In the
D
DFL.
is for Drake. Like Fonz used to say, hey, I'm the Fonz. Well, television audience, like, now I'm getting ready to say some things that you may not agree with, but we have some derogatory, despicable people that's running for office, and they're saying some things that they shouldn't be saying. They're speaking against people that have your best interest at heart. Frank Drake have your best interest at heart.
Absolutely.
And he has shown it, and he's still showing it. And people, anybody who know me, that know somebody that know me, vote for Frank Drake. Vote for him. Because we need him.
Okay, we need to hear more from Frank about the platform.
And you know what, TV Land? This is the only race that you should concentrate on. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. This is the race that has the most direct impact on your life. And you know what, everything else will be sorted out, but you can only vote in the DFL to vote for me. It's an open primary, so you don't have to be one party or the other, but you can only vote for me. I'm the first name on the ballot. Vote for or against whoever you don't like in the DFL, or who you like. And this is a great opportunity for us, for all of us, And our victory party is Wednesday, the day after, August 15th at Broadway Pizza after 3 p.m. They're saving it for us, for all of us.
Right on, Frank.
Yeah. And it's $10. It's all the pizza and soda pop you want, and it's always happy hour at Broadway Pizza.
Right on. Now, Patrice,
Yeah.
I need for you to say something.
Yeah, I will. Tell us your platform.
Okay. Neutral with the federal government, so we get the money. We are going to be the first Renaissance city in America because we will get along with this person, which none of these other people can say. We will decriminalize marijuana.
Thank you.
Yes. No one should ever have to pay $2,500 or ever go to jail again. We will have 6-week vocational training in plumbing, heating, electrical, nursing, and solar. Do you know you can put solar on your house and put it against your state real estate taxes and get an interest-free loan?
Right
and
on.
have solar on your house. Okay.
Tell them what to do.
6 weeks
What
vocational
solar do.
training with on-site job recruiters. So when you graduate, you can stay here, move to a different suburb, or move elsewhere. We want you to have opportunities. We are all about opportunities. And lastly, our gay men and our lesbian women are an integral part of our society. I will not fund any Middle Eastern country or any Muslim country that torments or kills the gay lifestyle. You know what I'm talking about? This is a human rights issue, not a religious issue.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you something, television audience. There's no way that anybody from the United States can go and run for office in Somalia, Saudi Arabia, North Korea, China. You can't do that. But all of these people can come here and run for office, and our government supports them. They put money up for everybody who come here, and this is wrong.
The media supports them, Gerald.
Yes.
The citizens do not. They know that this is wrong, this is inappropriate, that we have the homeless, we have people with UDs, we have all sorts of people that need attention first. And we have John Q. Foreigner comes to our door and they make it sound like he's in a cage. Well, they actually treat him very nicely, and then they send him back to where they came from. But the people that are here, the DACA kids, been here 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, you are part of our America. You have the right to petition for citizenship. You need to know English, but that's the only criterion. That you can know any other language, but learn English. And you know, Americans, we need to know more than one language as well.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something, Frank. I don't know how to speak nothing but American. I don't even speak English. I speak American. You know, like in all of these
You have a beautiful accent, Gerald.
These people, they come here and get all of the benefits that we, the United States people, should be getting. But yet and still, our government gives it to them and with their blessings.
Correct. This is the new great society in the 21st century.
Okay, now
Let people come in and
go ahead. Finish.
and just they come in and we're responsible for them. This should not be the way. We should let people come in who are qualified or who that have family that will support them, and then let them become citizens. And then it could be a 2-week process, a 2-year process, but should be very easy. And we have so much land in this country. If people came in the right way, I think most Democrats and most people in the 5th CD would have no problem with qualified people or people coming here if they had a support system that wasn't the government.
Well, me personally, Tommy Short, I don't think that we should allow people to run for office that just come into the country, because we can't go to no other country and run for office. I have never heard of an American running for a European office or Saudi Arabia office or North Korean office or Chinese office. We are not allowed. So why should we allow people from other countries to come here and run for office and stuff? Because they say that, well, we come here so we can have a better way of life. You know, well, why you run for office in the country you came from? You want a better way of life?
Because they're trying to
Do you
skate that.
know that, Jerome, the media is not mentioning this. There is modern day slavery. Muslims selling other Muslims into slavery in Libya. Libya, which was Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, you know, our president and Secretary of State, knocked out Muammar Gaddafi, who renounced his terrorism, gave up his nuclear weapons, and they just knocked him down. Now it's a slave area.
No food.
And the media is silent. I want you to write to the Star Tribune, TV Land, and ask them why no reporting on the black slave trade. I thought this was over. I thought this ended after the. I thought the North fought the South, but I guess not when the Democrats control the media.
Patrice, what you
I
got to
want
say
to go
about
back to
that?
the thing for I'm going to forget. Tell the TV Land what do the solar the benefit of having that solar
Oh, sure.
on their house.
The state government said,
Patrice.
if you want solar on your house, you can just amortize it against your property taxes. So you don't have any money down. So let's say a 5K system might cost you 10 grand. You put that on your house, it lowers your bill, it's going to pay for itself, and it's going to last about 30 years, and we are going to be more self-sufficient as a country and as a state.
So it lowers your light bill, electricity bill, right?
Sure. But, go ahead.
Go ahead.
In our television audience, now you heard what Frank and Patrice just said. Now I'm going to tell you something. This is from my heart. You can do better than what you're doing right now. Our government, you can't expect them to do too much of anything because they haven't did it in all of these years. But you could start your own business, a painting and decorating company, cleaning and hauling business, a landscaping business.
Sure.
You can do this. You can do this, and you don't have to worry about nobody cutting you off or anything of that negative stuff is being demonstrated against you because you are your own independent business person.
It's part of the American dream, owning your own business and owning your own house. And planning for retirement. You should be able to live as long as you two have lived and enjoy life. But one thing I left out, I will no longer fund these foreign wars. Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, we're done. I'm going to say to you, between now and the November election, I foresee President Trump ending the Afghanistan war and just pulling our troops and bringing them home so that they will learn the skills, these vocational skills, and start rebuilding America. And you might be working side by side with a veteran. People of our
Well, I'm a veteran, but
yes.
I'm going to tell you something.
This will be available to all ages.
Our government, sometimes they turn their back on our veterans. Because they turned their back on me. But that's neither here nor there because I got upset with Patrice because she
still loves you.
She sent in papers and stuff to make sure that these people look out for me and stuff. And I appreciate it, but I was surprised that she was so aggressive that she was going to make sure that they're going to tell you something, And we was in Ohio, and we was in Illinois, we was in different places.
Jerome, you have benefits because you're a veteran. She's looking out for your benefits that you're entitled to. And you may think that she's trying to pull a fast one when she's really looking out for you.
Well, I know she's looking out for me because she is She's looking out.
You're pretty fortunate to have Mother Love.
Yeah. What
You guys
looking
going
at-
places.
I wouldn't even told the TV people what you just said anyway.
You
Because
wonder what?
that was personal, talking about your benefits and carrying on. Go ahead, friend.
Okay. So TV Land, I love Brother Love and I love Mother Love. They've been with me from the beginning. And they were with me when no one else was. And the reason why I was so successful at the DFL endorsing convention, even though I didn't get the time of day, was because they were with me. And they've been with me through this whole campaign, and we are going to be victorious, and it's going to be the biggest smile is going to be on your face come this Tuesday night at about 10 o'clock, because I think it could be a landslide. I don't think it's going to be, but I think we could win by 10,000 votes.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. The
Yeah.
reason we've been with you because of the fact we believe in you. We've seen what you are capable of. We've seen the things that you've been doing. We've seen how many people that you have helped. I mean, you the man.
Thank you, Brother Love. In TV Land, it is you. It's not the Blue Bloods in Linden Hills. It's not the lifelong Democrats. It's you. You, people I've never met, believing in me. And I know that. I see that all the time when I'm going door to door and waving to cars and they're honking and people are stopping over. People from Africa that are asking, you the Drake? Are you the Drake? You know, and I just love it. And you know what? This is going to be so exciting. And I encourage all of you, if you can, come to Broadway Pizza the day after 3 o'clock, and have a good old time. You don't have to order alcohol. It's $10 and you get all the pizza and beer you want. And let's see if we can eat the amount of pizza.
And you know what, I want to say something too. You know, at the end of our show for many years, since I started doing Congressional show in '99, we always say power to the people. Well, we say that in love. TV Land, you got the power to change your situation.
Yes.
Now you can remain the same, or you can look for a better life.
You go,
And
girl.
one of the better life is voting for Frank Drake.
Thank you.
Because the things that he represents, nobody even mentioned. They're not even thinking about it.
Oh, it's
You
not
know?
even on their radar.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
In television audience, I just want to reiterate, we have someone that's running for office that have your best interests at heart.
That's right.
And now, if somebody got your best interests at heart, you shouldn't do nothing but support them.
Right.
Support them. Support them.
And you know when I win? And when I win in November, Brother Love is going to be the greeter in Minneapolis. So when you come and you have a beef, Brother Love's going to say, how can I help you?
You heard that?
Yeah.
Now, we holding him to that because he's going to be our next congressman.
That's right.
And he's going
I will
to be
represent all of the 5th Congressional District.
the one that represents you. And you've got to support him in order for him to represent you. Patrice, give us your
Because see
comments.
now, have the other people really represent you? That been in office ever since I moved up here in 1993. I don't think they have, because a lot of you still don't have no jobs, especially on the north side.
Yeah.
Okay, and so now some of you are just not going to go back to college, but there should be a school that's developing your talents in whatever career that you choose. They will teach you the skills. To me, education is very, very, very
It is important. It is
very important. And you know what? You can move forward if you have that training.
And you know, TV Land, if you're tired of being taken for granted, I'm your candidate. All these other people, they're still talking the same old, and they just want to keep going along and getting along. And you know what? We're just going to broom that all aside, and we're going to start over. And Minneapolis is going to be a renaissance city. We're going to bring the money back to Minnesota, good-paying union jobs. You know, it doesn't matter. We want people gainfully employed, making 2 to 3 times the minimum wage. Who wants to work for the minimum wage? The other candidates want you to work for the minimum wage. They want you to be a 9-to-5 worker. Brother Love wants you to own your own business. You know, you could take your own business anywhere.
Sure can.
Yeah, and if we lower the taxes, get the taxes below 3%, people are not gonna leave here. There's so much, we have life,
This is
leisure,
a beautiful state.
aerospace, and the arts are all here. There's absolutely no reason. We are not a Detroit, we're not a Chicago, we have it together.
And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you that she don't like me to tell her personal business.
Go ahead, Jamal.
She have more degrees than you can believe. She got bachelor's degrees, she got master's degrees, and she works hard. And she works for the children too. She takes care of young kids that their parents don't have time to take care of. And only reason I brought that up because of the fact that we support education. We support kids going to school. We support them graduating. We support them going to college. And she's a bad mama jama.
Well,
Great Mama Jama.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But now, they heard throughout the years how many degrees I have. That's like a broken record to me. Yeah, because I didn't get the job that I wanted because they said you gotta have the experience. Now, if you don't give me the job, how could I get the experience? Because I really wanted to work in college. But that's my degree in higher education, college administration, leadership. I want to work in like student affairs or something like that, you know.
Sure.
But no, in this state I couldn't. But if I was in another state, I'm sure I would have got what I want. Okay, so go ahead, Fred.
Yeah, TV land, it's just amazing. We have so much opportunity here, and people just hate what we have. And they want to just give it away to somebody else, some Johnny-come-lately who's done nothing for you.
That's right.
Done nothing for us.
Nothing
And you know
for the
what?
country.
We're not going to do that anymore. And I need your support to make that statement. You know what? We want good paying jobs, we want work, and you know, we will pay you for work. We're not going to pay you to sit around, and we're not going to pay you just to come here. And you know what? If you've come from a failed socialist country like Nicaragua or Venezuela or Argentina, don't come here, or Ecuador, don't come here complaining that you need our money and then putting your socialist agenda on us. No, it doesn't work that way.
And then they get angry because we don't give them what they want.
Of course they do.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. You don't have nothing coming. You wasn't born here. You come here, Johnny come lately, and you want to make demands on our communities, our government.
Just be self-sufficient. Come here with have a family member help you. Have someone other than the government be your support system, and we embrace you.
That's right.
We embrace everyone who comes to our area. We just don't want you to be a ward of the state. We only need that for the people that desperately need our help. We don't want it for everybody.
That's going to be cut off soon anyway. You watch on television.
You what?
You think that those social programs going to last forever? That's for somebody just to help them temporarily. Now,
5
you
years
get them,
at the most.
guess what? You're supposed to better yourself. You go back to school so you get a better job. That's what it's about. It's not supposed to be for generations after generations after generations. And then these new people that come over here, well, you know what? They should go back to school as well. And actually they do. Believe it or not.
Sure.
What they do, they start off as nurses' aides.
Yep.
Next thing you know, they go for RN, they don't go for LP, RN. Next thing you know, they're going to get their masters and their doctorates. They do, every time.
And they figure it out. They make this, they take in this 35 grand in various things, subsidized housing, free medical.
Food shelf.
Yep, and they send the money back. And
Well,
you know what?
they
And
came
that's
from.
money that's not staying here, that's not buying local, that's not reinvesting in America. And that's our point.
That's right.
We want us reinvesting in America. We're fighting an ideological war against the right Chinese. They've taken over Hollywood, they've taken over the media, and we have to stand up for what made America great.
Let's
our
go
belief
back.
in God, our belief in freedom, and you know what? Our belief in being able to
Humanity.
free to be. Whether you're gay or lesbian, doesn't matter. Atheist, agnostic, doesn't matter. They are all valid. You're part of our experience. But we're not going to pay you to send your money elsewhere.
Well, they have been doing it, so it needs to stop. Okay, so we believe in the Constitution, where some people was trying to get away with it, and took out like the right to own guns and all like that, So here we go. Now, you were saying that China owns the media. Now what happened?
They own Hollywood.
I know about Hollywood. Go ahead.
They control the media. The media, every day, it's a new. That's why I'm not reported in the Star Tribune. I was the editorial board. John Rash, Doug Tice, Lori Sturtevant interviewed me, tried to get me with gotcha questions. Didn't work. I recorded them, but they will not even put me on the voter guide. So when I went out to the the sanctuary, not on the voter guide, not even mentioned.
Television audience.
Wait, let him stay finished. Go ahead.
And then I was at the Jewish synagogue, the Bethel Synagogue in St. Louis Park. They show my picture, and they only use just that I claim that I have lived here for 5 generations. My family goes back 5 generations, as if that's a slap to you. Who cares? That's just saying I'm committed to Minneapolis. I've lived here all my life. My family goes back 5 generations. And then I say, I'm going to win this primary. I'm going to be your next congressman. Did they say that? No.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something.
Their news is opinions. It's most of the people you see on CNN, MSNBC, it's all opinion. It's not even news.
No, a lot of fake news. Now let me tell you something. The reason why China bought, I think it's 3
Hollywood.
to 5 of those studios. It's either 3 or it's either 5 of those studios, because the United States owes them trillions of dollars.
Sure.
So they had to let go something, to the people.
They want to control the thinking.
They want their money.
Yeah, and it's only networks like MTN that allow us to speak freely. You should embrace and be a part of MTN. And
they don't have cables in a lot of cities. You all know that.
And when you see Patrice hug her, she's a hugger.
Listen to this one. They don't have cable studios in other parts of the country, not all of them. Because when we lived in Lorraine, Ohio, we thought that Cleveland, which is like 20 or 30 minutes closer there, we thought that they had cable. No. You had to go all the way down to Cincinnati, which is almost, by Kentucky. Matter of fact, it is the borderline.
To get cable TV?
No, West Virginia.
Oh.
No, they had their own, they had their own, like, public access.
Sure.
And they didn't have none nowhere else, not in Dayton, not in Cleveland.
Okay.
At the time when we was down there.
Well, that was relative. 1991. That was relative.
No, that's 2008.
You got to be kidding.
Yeah, because we was going to do some shows, down there.
Yeah.
And they said, well, the only one they got is one, and that's at the bottom of the state. That's Cincinnati. Okay, so you don't have the right to have this free, dialogue. That's why you need to appreciate the Twin Cities.
And there is
massive. A lot that don't have it.
Mother Love, there's massive censorship going on. They're taking some of our brightest thinkers that don't agree with what's going on in society and shutting them down like a bear trap. And you'll see some of the people you used to listen to, some people you probably didn't even like, that it's fine. And so just be aware of that. See that in the newspaper. It's always slanted one way, like downhill to the left. Do we want to be a socialist country, or do we want to be a successful country like we've always been?
And television audience, this is the last time I'm going to say this today. Whatever you do, come and vote August the 14th. And vote for Frank Drake, because he honestly have your best interests at heart.
In the DFL. You have to vote in the DFL.
DFL.
Yeah. And you know what? We're going to straighten this ship out, and you may laugh, but I'm the new face of the DFL. And I'm going to turn this around for everybody. I'm gonna give the north side, people in Robbinsdale, Fridley, New Hope, Crystal, Columbia Heights,
Golden Valley.
Richfield, Golden Valley, St. Louis Park, our Jewish voters, I'm gonna give you a say, more than you've had with these other people. You just go along to get along. I'm saying it to everybody, Southwest Minneapolis, all of Minneapolis, and East Edina.
This is what I'm talking about, television audience.
We want
They
everyone
have
to
the
have a
best
say.
interests at heart.
Correct. Thank you.
Patrice, what did you want to say? Because I'm finna walk out here and use the bathroom.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead, we can do it. We'll excuse you, Jerome. TV Land, he'll be back if we have enough time. Okay.
We ain't got enough time.
Okay, so now, Frank, tell us, what do you plan to have accomplished the first 100 days? You know, like, how?
Well, I want to decriminalize the marijuana.
Okay.
I think that could be done. I want to have some sort of voucher, whether you're a renter or a homeowner, where you could put an improvement into your property that's used with local or made in America goods. Maybe it's new windows, maybe a new front door.
That's great.
Yeah, and you write off your taxes. And you know what? That will be fantastic for our city and all of CD5.
And Frank, that's a wonderful idea. And Frank, you know there are 2 states. No, it's 3 states that don't pay state tax.
Yeah. Well, there's Nevada, and there's Florida and Texas.
That's right.
Yeah.
They don't pay state, and look how well they're doing too.
Well, you know what?
Versus Texas.
The only states that do better are places like Colorado that have decriminalized and made marijuana legal. And we should just take advantage of that because you don't have to like it. Let someone else pay for our health care via legalization of marijuana. I'm not saying you have to be for it. You don't have to be for anything. I'm just saying it's a choice. And, you know, you should never go to jail again. And if it's something that people wanted, we wanted to be able to buy alcohol on Sundays. That has probably turned out to be one of the best moves the state has made. It's made a lot of it. Yes.
Because people don't drink, so they just go to across the state line to Hudson and buy the drinks.
Yeah, now
they're going to drink. See, now the money come back. You know, in the state.
Sure.
Okay, you got something else to say?
You, CD5, you know I love you. I love the 5th CD. And I'm the only candidate that will give you real answers, that's not going to toe the party line. I'm not beholden to anybody. I'm here to win. I'm going to win this primary.
Yes.
And I'm going to win this next election.
That's right.
I only serve 3 terms, which is 6 years. And then I will get us through dealing with the president, who many of you hate or don't like at all. So all I'm saying is, let me be the bridge to bring the money back to Minnesota, get our taconite and use of the barges going down the Mississippi. Let us use those to our advantage. That's a strength. And we are a major metropolitan area. We have an international airport, we have the arts, we have so much going on. And if we can improve our schools just a little bit and get the graduation up in the 5th Congressional District above 50%, and if they don't want to graduate, let's get them trained starting at maybe age 14 in a vocational skill so they can do plumbing, heating, electrical, solar, you know, something that will give them a life skill. And let's say you're fed up with the job you have, you work at a bank or something like that, learn a vocational skill.
That's right.
Make 2 to 3 times the minimum wage. It's absurd that our politicians think the minimum wage is the route to success. It's a route to mediocrity.
Even if they're talking about they're going to raise it, I believe it's 5 years, $15 an hour. You can't live off no $15 an hour.
You cannot.
You know how high these rents are? You can't pay nothing with $15 an hour.
Nope.
We're not the rent, because see now, how much is 2 bedrooms now?
2 bedrooms is $1,300 to $1,500 a month in the Twin Cities. We are the 3rd highest after New York City and all of California, according to the Economist magazine, March of this year.
Now let me tell you why I got 2 beds.
And it's because of our high real estate taxes.
That's
And the
what it is.
easy remedy on that is we make education a federal mandate, and they cannot come out every other year in these off elections where maybe 1,000 people vote and raise your taxes.
Okay, now listen, here goes with, equal to 200, I mean, 1,200, 1,300 and on. Okay, so now, if you live in a not too good area, your rent may not be that high, okay? But look here, but you still gotta pay water or just gas a night.
And heat?
So if it's 1,000,
Yeah.
it's still gonna go up to about 13, okay. So now, in those nicer neighborhoods, and you know, like out in Brooklyn Park, you know, they start off with 1,100, and then you gotta pay light, then you gotta pay gas,
Yep.
and then you gotta pay water. Sometimes you don't have to pay the gas, but now they got another one, sewage.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
here, you shouldn't, if you rent an apartment, you shouldn't have to pay water or sewage. You know, that's how it used to be, and that's how it was before I moved off of 3rd. We didn't have to 26th Street. We didn't have to pay all that, okay, just lights and gas, and that's it. But now,
Are you talking about an apartment?
yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't have an apartment, no way.
That's right, and
Yeah.
that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're making them pay, I just told you, water and sewage, and then you got to have a rental
So
insurance.
what they're doing is they're treating it like an association.
Oh, okay.
And so you're paying maybe, they take the building and divide by the number of units.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're just trying to
Say if you got
zero that
25
out.
units,
But
25
yes, and maybe we need to have stronger, maybe a renters union. Maybe we need to have people that will stick up for the tenants. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Unions do that. Teachers unions do that. The federal unions do that. Why not renters union? It's because we don't think like that. We need to think differently.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and you know what, if people sign a petition and say, I want to be part of this renters union, I rent, you would have so much power, and maybe if the landlord treats you right, maybe you don't want to be part of that union, but that's okay, it's your call,
Listen to
it's
me.
your choice.
It's up to you.
It's
That's
up
power
to
to the people, right?
yeah,
You got the power if you use when you use it.
we want to always make this, we're getting pretty close to the end, Pat. We always want to make this about choice.
Yeah.
We don't want the government telling us what to do. We don't want them to tell us what's right or what's wrong, because you know what, we're adults. And we don't want them telling us how to raise our families or to take our children from us because they want to give them to somebody else.
That's true. Now, Frank, wait, you want them to, how
Oh,
they
and you
locate
can reach me at, I forgot my, frankdrake.com. And thank you very much. I need your support on Tuesday, August 14th, this Tuesday. And our victory party will be at Broadway Pizza on the river, on Broadway and West River Road, after 3 o'clock on Wednesday. And I'm not going to tell the media where I'm going to be, but they're going to have to find me.
Now, Monday, we're going to do our last extra show for this season. And then later on, we give the time when we'll come back when he run in November. But
That's right.
Monday, you tune in at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock we'll be live.
That's right.
And just
3
watch,
o'clock.
look, be aware of the censorship. It's prevalent throughout. You'll see it in the newspaper. They won't cover this black slavery. It's happening in Libya. Go look it up. Even if you look up someone from the other party, they might say he's a Nazi. You know, that's how they're treating things. It's
That's true.
disgusting.
It's
And you know,
disgusting.
you as an American should never think like that.
And in case you see, I didn't think about that. If he was, would he be trying to help you out? No. Okay. So now I know Saddam had this slavery going on in 1999, because we know somebody was from there. They used to tell us, come in the chains. The Christians was in the South, and wasn't a lot of them, and the Muslims was in the North. And so they had them on chains and everything. And so now, you all didn't know that, but if you remember back in the day, you see my show then, I showed you a little, video.
You're talking about the Sudan and the Northern
Yeah,
Africa.
yeah, you saw how many other countries that we don't know about that have, but with the media carry, oh no, they're not gonna cover that.
Yep.
No, they'll wash it under the rug.
We're the last country that has any semblance of respecting the individual. and it's on a rate, it's a thin thing that's keeping it together. You know, I don't care if you like the president or don't. He's the only one that's giving us any shot at having a belief in God, making America strong first, and
Allowing us to say,
yeah,
Merry
I mean,
Christmas.
otherwise we'd be like China.
This
China,
allowing us to say Merry Christmas.
Merry-
After all those
Yes.
years, you couldn't say that.
yeah, and you know what? You don't have to believe in God. You don't have to believe in anything, but just being able to do it and not feel bad. You know what? Screw this political correctness. We are all about personal freedom and the individual, and anything else, you know, it's for them. It's for the other 5 candidates. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Now, sorry, what about China?
You know, China, you know, we are in an economic battle for our survival.
That's right. Whether you know it or not. That's
Yeah,
right.
and North Minneapolis, you are part of this economic survival. That's why it's so important to be neutral with this government, because we need to be successful and strong and healthy. It's like not taking care of yourself when you have pneumonia. You're going to die.
That's right. You got to take
We
care of
want to
yourself
take
now.
care of ourselves first.
Okay.
Yeah.
In every way, spiritually, emotionally, first physically,
Yeah.
because you need your body to
And
go
if
all
you-
right. Spiritually, emotionally.
One last
mentally.
thing, if you have a friend in the nursing home, go visit them.
Oh yeah.
If you have a friend who's in the hospital, go visit them. If you have a family member that's hurt or is a shut-in where no one goes to see them, you know, set them up with lawn service and stop by once a week. Let them know you're going to call them once a week.
Yes. And I'm going to
Here he
give you
is.
the final mark.
Here I am.
There he is. We get ready. We got 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay. Now
May peace of the Almighty be.
not yet, because I got to get my phone number.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. You can call me, Mother Love, 763
763
703
703
0546.
0546.
Say it one more time.
763-703-0546.
Okay,
You know
now
how
let's
you
tell
do
them how to contact you one more time.
frankdrake.com.
Okay, close this out real quick because you get ready to close it up.
Television audience, may the awareness, the Almighty Eternal, be demonstrated through you. Peace be multiplied.
Power to the people. Okay.
Through your vote.